If you are waiting for the perfect time to take a road trip, well, 2026 is it. You've got the 100th anniversary of the Route 66 as well as the 250th birthday of the U.S. So no more waiting. The planning starts now. Hello and Happy New Year. Hope you are doing well. If you have started your New Year's resolution, make sure you put down must go on a road trip in 2026. Why, you ask? I'm going to tell you. If you already didn't know, that 2026 marks the 100th anniversary of the famous Route 66, as well as our 250th birthday of the Stars and Stripes. So it is going to be a banger with all kinds of celebrations throughout the states, as well as the famous route, Route 66. So with as far as Route 66, expect some car shows, some festivals, all good times. So, and as far as our birthday of the United States, there's going to be also some celebrations with fireworks at Mount Rushmore and some other spectacular events. What I'll do is I will put on the screen, the lower screen, the websites for the Route 66 as well as the 250th celebration. So if you want to look at those, you can find out more details. So be sure to check those out. So it should be really good. As far as Route 66, like I said, they're going to be doing things along the route. There's going to be some car shows, some festivals with music, food trucks. I think even one is the balloon festival is happening, so it should be a good time to check out. And of course, you know, United States, you know, some of the states are doing some stuff. Like I said, there should be fireworks at Mount Rushmore. So now, if you're not wanting to participate in any of those celebrations, I still do recommend that you check out Route 66. It's one of the things I'm passionate about, and there's along the route where it starts from Illinois and goes to California. Somewhere along the line, you should be close enough to check those places out. So there's lots of museums, you know, a lot of attractions. I mean, you can you know, go fishing in the mouth of the Blue Whale in Catoosa, Oklahoma. I mean, you can drive across the Rainbow Curve Bridge in Baxter Springs, Kansas, and you know, or you can walk under a tunnel underneath the railroad tracks in Chelsea, Oklahoma. So lots of cool things to do. You know, there's also in Galena, there's you can go see Lightning McQueen and Mater there, as well as that's in Galena, Kansas, and also go eat at the cafe where the inspiration of Flo's Diner came from, so from the movie Cars. So there's tons and tons of stuff to see. So you don't have to necessarily partake in any of the car shows or the festivals along the route. There's plenty of things to check out. And like I said, the Route 66 is one of the things I'm passionate about because there are some shops there, and a lot of people that run those shops or the volunteers for the museum are very friendly, down to earth, really good people, and you know, you can definitely support you know, the local shops because they are local to that area. So go check it out if you don't want to partake in the festivals or anything like that. But you know, definitely if if that's something you want to do on a road trip, and like I said, it's, they even have cool places to stay, like the Rail Haven, which is in Springfield, Missouri. That's one of my favorites. There's a few things to do there. There is a little car museum, as well as the Granddaddy Bass Pro, and next door to it is an aquarium. So that's, a little off the beaten path, but the motel is on Route 66, and that particular hotel or motel, the Rail Haven, has a past, and what the story is on that, what we were told when we had stayed there, is that Elvis Presley's mom was staying there, and he was staying at another hotel with his bandmates. Well, I guess what had happened, there was some discussion or argument or a disagreement between Elvis and his band. So he went over to his mom's motel at the Rail Haven and stayed with her. They actually have the room that he stayed all decorated with Elvis stuff. So you can actually rent that one or request that room. So it's pretty cool on the history on that. So, and if you're an Elvis fan, definitely a good place to check out. So. Yeah, as far as the birthday celebration for United States, there are so many ways to honor, the great America. I mean, you can go on a nature walk at a national park or even a state park. If you want to go camping, state parks are a little more cheaper than national parks and probably less crazy, especially right now. But you can always do that, or go visit a war museum in your area. Or something that we like to do is we have toured the USS Alabama, which is a battleship, and so you can go inside the battleship, and they also have a submarine, the USS Drum, that you can tour as well as the USS Midway, which is in San Diego, California. So there's lots of ways to honor this great nation and honor, Route 66. So like I said, 2026 is going to be the happening place. If you want to go on a road trip, that now is the time. And I encourage you to get out there and just go see what this great state has to offer. I'm really passionate about road trips, and the reason why is, just with all the hubbub and the chaos that's around us, it's nice to go somewhere different, where there's a change of scenery. Because in my opinion, a change of scenery is good for the soul. It's good for the mind, body, and spirit. To be somewhere different, and to see what else is out there. I mean, we live in a great country where there's so much to see and do, and it's a it's refreshing. Kind of gives you a reset. Get you away from the mundane of daily life. So, to me, the benefits of going on a road trip versus flying is the freedom. You can make your own schedule. And a lot of times it's even less expensive to go on a road trip than it is to fly, especially if you have a family. And there's lots of things to see along the way wherever you're going. Especially when it comes, to the restrooms, that you don't have to wait, and there's more room. And like I said, you can take your time. You can see more, on your route, and you can, if you see something that intrigues you, you can pull off the side of the road and go check it out, without having to get out of the plane or having to make everybody miss their destination. So you know, that's, like I said, I encourage, you know, you to get out. And honestly, I think, you know, there's a lot of benefits to it. And like I said, there's lots of things to see and do. If you aren't interested in taking part in Route 66 at all, or you know, the birthday, that's fine. There's so much to see and do. I remember, you know, one time, it was for Father's Day, we took a weekend trip to Columbia, Missouri, because it was the closest White Castle. And my husband loves White Castle. And unfortunately, living in Oklahoma, there isn't one. And that was the closest one. So we made it a weekend. We drove out there, you know, and just in the tour, you know, walked around, and then, you know, we stayed at a hotel overnight, and had White Castle for dinner, and then I think they have breakfast, or we got some on the way out. So I mean, it could be something silly. We've even done a day trip where we went to Texas to go eat at a restaurant called the Ford's Garage, which is basically, you know, all, you know, Ford's, you know, the cars and just anything that, you know, that has to do with automotive. So I mean, it could be anything. You can just go to the beach or go to the lake, you know, just, that's the cool part. You can do whatever you want. I just encourage you to get out there and, you know, give yourself a reset. You know, don't think about work. Don't think, you know, just escape from your troubles just for a little while. Just, you know, give yourself a reset. You know, there's so much going on, and, you know, it just, I really, you know, think it plays with you mentally, and it can be overwhelming, you know. So I would go out there, you know, and you don't even have to take a month off or, you know, a week off or whatever. Like I said, you can even do, you know, a day trip to somewhere, you know, go to, you know, I remember we'd go to in California. We would drive specifically to the Desert Hot Springs Spa and Hotel and use their spa just for the day, just to relax. I mean, we didn't even have to stay at the hotel. We just paid a small fee, and we got to use all the different spas, and they had a swimming pool. So I mean, it was so much fun. It was a nice short getaway. I mean, just for the day. You know, I mean, there's so many things you can do that won't break the bank either. You know, there's a lot of budget friendly stuff out there. So you know, definitely, like I said, I highly recommend, you know, that you get out there. There's a quote that I found. It's from Chris Humphrey. And I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. The quote is, "The open road is there. It will always be there. You just have to decide when to take it." So I think that's pretty cool. It's just, you know, encouraging you to get out there. Go see what this, you know, this country has to offer. You know, there's so many things to see and do. And you don't even have to leave the country. You know, it's, and that's another thing too. You know, you don't have to, you know, take out a loan to go enjoy things out there. So, but yeah, so those, the Route 66 and the 250th anniversary of the Stars and Stripes is just one way that you can get out on the road, go explore, maybe meet some people, you know, just have a good time. You know, there's another quote, you know, it's we're here for a good time, not a long time. There's a lot of truth into that. So, you know, I definitely, you know, take that to heart. You know, get out there, make those memories, you know, cherish every day that you have, because, you know, we're not promised tomorrow. So, you know, and if you can, another cool way to go on road trips is, if you like cars, you know, try to find, you know, either a car group or, you know, any type of group that, you know, likes to, you know, go on road trips or whatever. Because sometimes with those, especially with the car groups, they can get into places that regular people can't. Because I know we were in the Mustang Club, and because we were in the club, we got to go. It was the Mustang Club, and it was, we call them pony drives, and we just go cruise around, you know, around the state or whatever. You know, do cool things as a group. And one of our pony drives, we got to visit this gentleman's car collection. It's a private collection, and nobody else can, this is not for the public. So we, our president or whatever of the club was able to make arrangements for us to go see these cars, and he had a huge collection. So you know, there's, like I said, there's, you know, that's maybe one way to get out, not only to see things, but maybe to make friends. So, you know, I encourage you, so, you know, to get out there and just go, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to, you know, a month long or anything like that. It could be a day trip, you know, simple as that. Just get out there, go change the scenery for a little bit, you know, reset yourself, and just soak it in. So, so those are some suggestions, but I definitely encourage you to get out there and take a road trip. So if you do one thing after watching this video, don't pick the perfect trip, just pick a direction. So I'm here to help you get out on the road and explore this amazing country, and not just dream it, but to get out there and do it. So I want to ask you in closing that where do you want to go in 2026? Please leave it, if you could, please go ahead and leave it in the comments. I would love to hear what you know, where you would like to go, what's your dream place, or, you know, what your interests are, you know, and just, you know, let me know. And mine, of course, is still, like I said, I do love Route 66, but there are a few places, and I do have a couple of things in the works. So if you would like, I do have some Route 66 stuff that I could talk about, or I do have some other destinations if you want to hear about them. Also leave them in the comments. Within closing, I hope I see you on the road out there. But in the meantime, I'll see you when I see you. Bye for now. Happy 2026.